Good evening! My name's Alex Campbell.
And my name's Stephen Wilson.
And you're watching the first episode of Discussing Stargate.
So, our first episode is the pilot episode, which begins straight after the events of 1 year.
Yes, 1 year after the Roland Emmerich movie. And I guess we should talk about that a little before we go into this.
Yeah, well, so it's been a considerable amount of time since I've seen it.
Yes, I probably watched it about a year ago.
One man will break the code and open the door.
Well, this should read Stargate.
And what I did is I got SG-1 and I watched through that. And when I was going to do the rewatch of SG-1, I thought I'll start with a movie.
Terrible.
Yeah. Tonally, it's in a different place.
They expected the unknown.
Stabilizing system.
Initiated commencement sequence.
But they could never have imagined this.
All of the actors are different, apart from far from Skaro.
Skaro, yeah. The guy that plays Daniel Jackson is very similar. I always thought it was the same person.
So did I. Michael Shank's in the show, and it's James Spader.
I don't know who that is.
He's Ultron in the Avengers Ultron movie. Boston Legal.
Okay, yeah.
That's a big show.
I don't know.
Like Blacklist. He's the main character in Blacklist.
I know
Blacklist.
The Blacklist, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, so tonally, the Roland Emmerich movie is different. It's a pretty basic movie.
Yeah, basic movie.
I didn't hate it. It's not great.
I feel like maybe it was just sort of like a Hollywood
Yeah.
It's
like Independence Day and other shit that Emmerich's done. It's like, here's a movie. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not garbage.
Yeah.
But tonally, don't watch the movie then go into the show. It's
Yeah,
not going to do you any benefits.
It very much explains and catches the audience up in the first episode.
It lets you know everything you want to know.
So first up, the main characters that are sort of brought into the fray, your Colonel Jack O'Neill and Major Hammond, General Hammond, and all that sort of stuff. Immediately they come across as very strong actors.
Yeah, and they have that military presence. They like command attention.
Yeah, well, so
it's believable.
Absolutely,
you believe that Don S. Davis could be a fucking general.
Absolutely, yeah. It seems like they've obviously had some military consultants, I guess.
I think Don S. Davis actually did serve in the military at some point.
Okay.
Maybe.
That seems like that would be a thing.
And I had served in the Army in Korea during the Vietnam War.
Not that I know too much about the American Air Force.
I don't know anything about the American Air Force.
But everything seems very...
Yeah. They did have consultants and it's well set up.
And something that I've always gotten from Stargate is the way that the sort of military structure gives structure to the series. Yeah. It's got the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Things are not always in control of the main characters and stuff like that. Which gives it a lot more presence and believability.
Stapling to the whole structure. The opening scene of this is a bunch of military people sitting around playing poker. Smoking cigars.
Yeah, that's right. Basically babysitting derelict stuff that's sitting in a basement of a military facility.
So this whole establishment has been left to rot for a year, and now people are sitting around playing poker.
Yeah.
And the Jack gets a box. Eight's open.
There's a woman playing poker with them, and she sees the Stargate move.
Yeah, well, so they're sitting around not watching the giant thing, and it starts moving, and the woman is just sort of like, oh, it's moving.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, nah, I'm not even going to bother looking.
I'm not going to tilt my head that much.
I'm
just going to dismiss it.
Yeah, it's
not moving.
Even though she gets up and starts walking, it's like, no, it's moving.
I'm telling you, the thing is moving.
You don't have the straight, just fold.
But that's fine. So they ignore her, and then finally
the world bust out.
Yeah, the world bust out.
Murdering them.
Which is a great establishing shot for the enemy, the adversary that goes along through.
Here's that fucking enemy. They're murderous. They're well equipped. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And these poker players are somewhat inept.
Yeah. long story short, they basically get obliterated. Caught off guard, I guess, but
yeah.
There is one scene, there is one shot where the guy is sort of going,
yeah, America just
seems like he's never ever had any sort of formal training whatsoever. Establishing shot of the, as I say, the enemy and the adversary. Yeah, it's handled in a great manner. You know, it's got lots of tension. Yeah, it it raises a lot of questions. Yeah. Right, but you know,
gets you intrigued to begin with.
In a subtle way, you know, it's obviously something that nobody expected, which is great. You know,
they've even got prophets there, sort of setting up the hierarchy, golden armor. We should talk about the score.
Oh yeah, so in that establishing shot, the score very much makes itself known.
Yeah, it's a big swelling symphony score like John Williams in Star Wars, the whole orchestra here. It's great at building tension.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of scenes which I think would have far less tension and impact if that fucking score wasn't there.
Yeah, well that's right, the entire thing, the entire, 10 seasons could have been completely different.
There's also a great pan through the Stargate. This is Hammond's first shot when Hammond walks into the room.
Yeah. So a lot of the, and we sort of talked about this, a lot of the small shots, and this is an important thing, are filmed in such a way as to keep you interested.
Yeah. Well, it's got that little creative element. It's not just shot flat. I'm not saying it's the most interesting shot.
No.
But there's a few little shots sprinkled in here. Like, okay, yeah.
Well,
the guy had a vision. He was trying to do something. He wasn't getting his fucking paycheck.
Easily a lot of the dialogue scenes and shots of this or that could have been just sort of reverse shot and the eyes sort of glaze over so it's always nice to see someone paying that much attention to what is happening.
Even in just this shot without him having dialogue, he has presence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just the way he holds himself and his body language.
Yeah, well that as I say, from the get go, people like Richard Dean Anderson and what is his name, Don S. Davies. Very lots of presence.
I'll cut in an awkward clip from Twin Peaks now of Don S. Davis saying something really obscure and out of context.
In my vision, I was on the veranda of a vast estate, a palazzo of some fantastic proportion. There seemed to emanate from it a light from within this gleaming, radiant marble. I'd known this place. I had in fact been born and raised there.
And maybe the tuna commercial.
Yes. Don S. Davis is known for #1, Stargate, #2, Twin Peaks, and #3, John West tuna.
John West tuna.
Now that's a good-looking salmon.
In its own way, yes. But it's not good enough for John West.
They didn't reject it.
They did.
They're crazy.
No. This is what you call a dog salmon. It turns out too dry and a bit gray-looking. John West was right to reject it.
Hey, he can't do that. John West rejected it, and now he's going to sell it.
Yeah. I don't know how he can live with himself.
It's the fish John West reject that makes John West the best.
So Richard Dean Anderson, I just want to say, I watched this as a kid, and it was really impactful on me. I had to stay up and fucking tape it.
Yeah, by 10 o'clock and on or something.
Channel 7 kept on changing when it was scheduled.
That's because nobody wanted to watch it.
I miss it and shit. But as a kid, I loved this show. And rewatching it 2 years ago because of you saying you should rewatch the show, it was a massive hit of nostalgia. And the uniforms and Richard Dean Anderson's portrayal of fucking Jack O'Neill is that massive nostalgia hit for me.
Absolutely.
Every time I see him on camera doing something, I'm like, oh.
It must be some sort of ceremonial place. The gate it has to be an integral part of their spiritual culture. So this place was built for worshipers.
Oh, well, let's just try to be out of here before the worshipees show up, huh? You figure out yet how to align this gate to get back home?
Yeah, the device is the same as on Abydos. This symbol represents
You briefed Kowalski's team yet?
Yes, this symbol represents
So the next shots after establishing sort of what their mission is, what they're going to be doing, is bringing everybody into the briefing room and introducing us to one of the other members of SG-1, which is Major Samantha Carr.
Yes.
Right.
I remember when I rewatched this for the first time 2 years ago, I got a really bad feminist vibe from her. I took notes and I was ready to be like, oh, she comes off like some shitty feminism, but it wasn't as bad. No, I just watched it then.
So anybody that sort of gets a bit of a cringe sort of vibe from the little feminist bent that she has, that sort of gets started later through the
they don't bring it up again.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not heavily overburdening.
Yeah, they're just the minor productive organs are on the inside.
Yeah.
Well, with all due respect, Doctor, I would.
It is appropriate to refer to a person by their rank, not their salutation. You should call me Captain, not Doctor.
Captain Carter's assignment to this unit is not an option, it's an order.
I'm an Air Force officer just like you are, Colonel. And just because my reproductive organs are on the inside instead of the outside, doesn't mean I can't handle whatever you can handle.
So the scene in which she's introduced is just a great example of good character interaction. Writing.
It feels natural. It feels like you're watching people in a conference room talk.
That's right.
Yeah, they do a good job of just capturing the casual banter with Kowalski and the other guy.
G.I. Joe?
Oh, Major Matt Mason.
Oh. Who?
Major Matt Mason, astronaut doll. Do you have that cool little backpack that made him fly?
Let's get started.
The initial impressions from Colonel Jack O'Neill about Major Samantha Carter sort of get diluted somewhat.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that she's able to give back as much as she's given.
We should talk about the team and how it's set up. They don't go into it a lot in this episode.
No.
But you've got fucking Jack, who's the strategist.
Yep.
Kind of takes a moral beeline with a lot of the other fucking shit. He's a military guy. We're gonna do this. This is how we're gonna do it. This is the strategy.
Yep.
That's my job. Captain, help Daniel. Once you've sent the signal, I want you to go through. Tell him we're bringing company.
You got fucking Jackson, who has the archaeologist fucking background, all that stuff, and he a lot of the time takes the moral thing.
Yeah, well, so he's the
little guy.
The moral counterbalance to the sort of the straight line that the military structure will take most of the time.
Which is great, because then you have that interaction and dialogue between the characters.
Yeah.
A little bit of conflict and
stuff. Well, butting heads, but then coming to a resolution, sometimes he's right, sometimes Jack's right,
It's not that clear cut.
It's not that clear cut. And he's also our vehicle to give us more context into the sort of the archaeology side, the political side, all the cultural sort of stuff.
Gods.
What?
Not as in God. Ra played a god, the sun god. He borrowed the religion and culture of the ancient Egyptians he brought through the gate, and then he used it to enslave them. You see, he wanted the people of Abydos to believe that he was the only one.
And you got Carter, who has the scientific background.
Absolutely.
Sci-fi element with all the Stargate and all that stuff, the wormhole and all that jazz.
Wait, the energy the gate must release to create a stable wormhole, it's astronomical, to use exactly the right word. Actually see the fluctuations in the event horizon.
She's got that military background.
Yeah,
sort of
I guess she's kind of in the middle of O'Neill and
yeah.
Jackson, O'Neill's a bit pessimistic and fuck it. His kid blew his head off if you don't know the backstory, so O'Neill's a bit hard.
Yeah, a bit hard, clear.
And Jackson's a bit of the little guy. That's so good. Sam's kind of in the middle. And then you got Tilk, who is basically the tank.
Yeah, he's a big tank.
Yeah. Alright, so this first pilot was written by Jonathan Glassner and Brad Wright, who were the creators, producers, and for the first 3 seasons, the main writers.
Yeah.
And what happened was, the movie came out, a couple years went by, MGM had the rights to it, and both of them approached MGM independently. And were like, oh, this Stargate thing would be a great vehicle for a show.
Okay.
Every new episode, boom, new world, new thing.
Yep.
So they approached them independently with this idea, and MGM went, oh, you guys should do this together and collaborate and make the show. And they were just thrown in together, never met each other before, and it worked.
That's right,
yeah.
Always nice to see a major studio take a risk like that.
Yeah. We should talk about the budget too, because I feel like this was a little bit of a risk.
Yeah.
The movie did well, not amazing.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't like a massive blockbuster. It wasn't like Jaws or Star Wars, you know. It did well.
Yeah.
It seems like a decent budget for a pilot.
Well, just the amount of sets and
mass sets too.
Just from the get-go, like the amount of extras, the amount of like the great costumes,
the practical effects,
the sets,
the helmets.
It's just it seems like that the budget was considerable.
Yeah.
The pilot itself is the first 2 episodes combined.
Yes.
And there are a few things that sort of bog it down in a continuous viewing.
Yeah, it lags a bit pacing wise in a few parts. Overall, it's pretty cohesive and pacey.
Well, especially when you get to the last half an hour or so.
Yeah. The scene where the pacing sticks out to me specifically is the scene where they have to say, well, the Stargate takes us to other places. And Jackson takes them from the pyramid to this room with all the addresses, basically.
Yeah, all the addresses.
But he doesn't say that. He doesn't say, this is the room where the addresses for the Stargate happen. And how long would you say this thing goes for?
4 minutes. 4 minutes of just sort of like, it's...
blase, building dialogue. I guess they're trying to build you to that reveal, but...
Ended with the final line, the grand line.
The music swells and
the
shit.
Stargate goes, other places?
Okay, so what did we just figure out?
Any civilization advanced enough to build this gate network would be able to compensate for 50,000 years of stellar drift.
So, the Stargate can go other places.
The Stargate goes, other places?
This is obviously the American Air Force, they don't have any hesitations to use nukes.
Just shove a nuke.
People came through and attacked us. Let's jam a nuke through there. Not a bomb.
No, a thermonuclear device.
Yeah. Just obliterate everything on the other side. It could, be like a running civilization with a political hub.
No, doesn't matter.
Yeah, just nuke them all. Yeah, so that is the military's tactic.
Yeah, immediately. That's that was the going plan.
Let's send a nuke through.
Oh my God.
There's a point where Tilk turns. O'Neill is like, we can save these people, blah blah blah.
I can save these people! Help me!
It's like you have absolutely no reason to think that guy is going to stop the mass execution of this jail by saying that.
So then Tilk is like, I've heard that a lot, but you're the only one I've ever believed. And he turns around and he starts murdering his own people. Because, murdering all these people are wrong, but him murdering...
Yeah, all his brethren.
Yeah, his friends, his work colleagues, I guess. He spends time with these people, drinks coffee with them.
That seems like it should be against occupational.
No. So anyway, Tilk is 3 meters away from them, point blank murdering them with the staff, and none of them shoot him.
No, they're all focused there. They're
still shooting the civilians.
No, even if it's with my last dying breath, I'm going to murder these innocent people and ignore what's going on.
I'll die.
Yeah,
so I can murder these innocent people. There's another shot where the symbiote infests Shara and it kind of pans in and you kind of see, maybe Tilk isn't behind this.
So, it definitely shows some sort of snap.
Yeah, it tries to set it up. And it does, but his motivations are still questionable. For him to just 180 go, And then later on you find out he left his family and shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, so he's completely done like this complete alien concept, which is abandoning everything that he's ever known to love. He's a bit too quick to sort of
All it takes is for O'Neill to say,
yeah.
Come on, Tilky, you don't want to be mass murdered. And he's like, nah.
Help me. Many have said that. But you are the first I believe could do it.
But in saying that, it is explained in great detail the sort of motivations
and later on they do go back and show flashbacks, and he's been disenfranchised
for a very long time.
This whole dictatorship, since like his initial
ages ago.
Yeah.
Send another.
The gold parasites.
Yeah.
And carried in the pouches of the Jafar.
Yep.
Right, that serve them. And the thing that we get to see that is a really great example of some of the better practical effects.
Yeah. So I presume they have a prosthetic over the actress's belly. There's a shot where it pans down.
Very seamless.
Yeah. And it's airbrushed really well. There's little blue veins in it and stuff.
Yeah.
Then the parasite comes out and it's covered in goo, and it looks really good.
Yeah, it does look really good.
I mean, you can tell it's a little rubber thing.
Yeah.
But it looks really good.
Yeah, a little rubber puppet-y thing.
Yeah. Imagine your first viewing of this, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's a bit messed up.
Yeah, this is full
just
on.
Slightly.
Yeah,
maybe that's why I took turn.
Yeah. That's a bit odd.
Yeah, that's a bit. They shouldn't be doing that, I don't think.
This episode, this season, is 20 years old now, and the effects stand up and look good and great for the most part.
Yeah, there's nothing really immersion breaking.
There is that costume with the plastic dinosaur skin.
Oh yeah, the Shapai.
Yeah, the Shapai people.
Man has not changed.
We just came through the Stargate. The Shapai.
Yeah, the monks. There's a scene with monks, and they're in these costumes, and they look a bit dicky.
Yeah. The costumes for the most part are really good.
Which is really odd. Like the rest of the costumes throughout the whole thing. Like they got the moving helmets with the lights that are coming on.
Imagine the money it would take to have that. Helmet and lights, and then the money it took for the plastic dinosaurs.
They just run it. That is when they run out of the money. There's a tiny little bit of cheese, which can be expected if you are a fan of the '90s sort of sci-fi serials. You'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the sort of thing that you can expect, and sometimes it adds to it, sometimes it takes away from it, but it's never really overburdening.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it very much it plays a lot of it very straight.
Yeah, definitely takes itself seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
The villains are very serious. There's no comical scene with the Apophis getting his symbiote out. In conclusion, this is great. It holds up well for how old it is, has a great arc, characters are all set up very well in the short hour and 40 minutes.
And the actors are so strong,
Yeah, great character actors. And if you haven't seen Stargate SG-1, you should sit down and watch all 10 seasons of it now-ish.
Right now, cancel everything you've done and watch it. It's
24 episodes per season, 10 seasons. It was a good decade.
Yeah, and
well worth a watch.
Then Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah, then Stargate
Then
Atlantis.
the two movies.
Then the 2 movies. And then you're done.
But yeah, you can ignore Stargate Universe, it's garbage.
I know I need to watch that.
No, don't watch
It's garbage. Alright. Alright, thank you for watching. And if you could...
Like? No, don't like. Subscribe. And comment below.
Yes.